Hi, so you have a home that you would love to sell and for whatever reason you just cannot sell it. I'm going to show you a way on how you can sell your home no matter what the condition, the price, the location, or even how much you owe on it. Now let me be clear, this is not an offer to purchase your property or a guarantee to sell your property. I'm Grant Trevarthen with eXp Realty. I just want to give you a quick background. Claire and myself, my wife, we are originally from South Africa. We moved here to the US in '95. We were both in the high-tech field out in California. Both lost our jobs at the same time in the 2000 high-tech crash and decided to move to Austin to invest in real estate. Claire got a license shortly after, and I got my license a few years later. However, we learned principles which I'm about to show you, and we took ownership of dozens of homes over the years with these principles. So if you stick around, we'll love to show you on how we did that and how these principles may apply to you on getting your home sold. Right, so I want to give you the 5 top reasons. There are more, the 5 top reasons why homes don't sell. Some of them seem very basic. They may not be. Others I will go into more depth about as well as we go through. Make sure to stick around for the 5th one because that is the most important. This is how we purchased multiple properties from sellers, creating a win-win situation for both the seller and us, the buyer. So stick around definitely for number 5. So here goes. So the first one being is the obsolete floor plan. The obsolete floor plan. Now, I will also show you a little bit later on my personal property that we purchased. I would say it was a unique floor plan. The property, when you have a home that it's just not right, things are weird. You've got to walk through maybe a bathroom to get to a bedroom, or you've got to walk through a bedroom to get to one bathroom. Or multiple bedrooms to get to one bathroom. Just something weird about the house. So that's the first one on the list. The second one, you have a bad agent. I'd hate to say it. There's a lot of good agents out there, and there are a lot of bad agents out there. Maybe agents that are just burnt out and don't care. Inexperienced agents. It is difficult. Everybody starts at some point their career. The weekend agent that's just not educated enough on what is happening. It is the biggest investment in your life, folks. You want to make sure that you have an experienced agent selling your property. So be careful of the inexperienced agent and ask questions on that. I'm going to come back to a little bit on that as well in the advertising side of your property. The third one as well. Now I'm going to go back and show you on how we can remedy each of these things that I'm telling you. So I'm going through really quick on what they are, and then I'll come back again. So number 3, your house needs work. There's something wrong with the house, delayed maintenance, it's just bad condition. There are a lot of gorgeous, beautiful homes out there today that the fully qualified buyer has a choice of multiple homes. Don't think for 1 minute it's a screaming hot market in all price ranges. Yes, the lower price ranges, 250 to 300,000 may sell really quickly, a few days on the market, but there are dozens and dozens of homes that have been on the market for over 90 days. So marketing on your property. I'm going to go over marketing in a little more detail of your property. Most agents, when they do get a listing, as they might come out, we do what we call the 3 Ps. They place the house on the MLS system, they place a sign in the yard, and then they pray that another agent is going to bring you a buyer. That's the 3 Ps. So in the lower price range, that may work very well. In the higher price range, you do need to do some more advertising. Now, Claire and myself at eXp Realty, ReadyTex Real Estate, our company, our goal is to get exposure for your property. So I will go into more detail on that one as well. And of course, number 5, the top one, is the price of your property. Priced right, it should sell. Now, a good indication is we took a drive down to the lake on the weekend. Beautiful lakefront properties, and lo and behold, there were 3 homes right next to each other, 1, 2, 3, right on the lake, and I've looked them up, and they've been on the market for quite some time. Now, I can solve that issue in a heartbeat. How do you create a winnable solution for at least one of those buyers in a heartbeat? And I'm going to go through that as well. So it's not always about your price on the property. Now, it's fine. We're in a hot market, seller's market right now. The market is changing. You can push the envelope a little to get a little higher price, but don't be greedy. That's where some sellers will go wrong. They get greedy on their price, and they're asking way more than the market will bear. The agent doesn't have the expertise to maybe say, listen, it's just way too high. In our case, we just flat out refuse to take your listing. Now, it's not always the case just to come in that maybe your agent is always coming to you and saying, we've got to drop the price, we've got to drop the price, we've got to drop the price. It's not always about dropping the price. It's about creating a winnable solution for you, the seller, and the buyer. And that is most important. I'm going to talk about that in detail and how you create that winnable solution. So let's go through these in detail, and we see if you qualify. Yes, I do say the homeowner qualifies and the house qualifies as well. So here goes. Okay, as we can see again, we're going to go through real quickly the obsolete floor plan. If there's something just not right with your house, I'm going to go through my house a little bit. I'll show you what we did, maybe in the financing side. My particular home, when we bought it in, I think it was end of 2001, that we actually purchased our property. It had been on the market for over a year. There was something wrong with the floor plan of the property. It just wasn't working for a lot of people. The kitchen was really dark, no light in the kitchen, a couple of things there. So it wasn't an obsolete floor plan, but there was something wrong with the floor plan. When we purchased it, we put in skylights, we did a few things and got that fixed. But if your home has got a obsolete floor plan and it cannot be fixed, it's a problem. However, that can still be resolved for what I'm going to say to you later, because we have buyers out there that will overlook those obsolete floor plans because you're going to be offering them something that they just don't get anywhere else. So stick around for that. The number 4, the bad agent. I call them a bad agent, maybe a tired agent, one that is not fully involved. We've had agents that don't have access to the MLS, they don't have lockboxes, they don't have all sorts of things. They just don't have their heart in the game anymore. And there are agents out there like that. I went to a $1 million listing the other day and wanted to get access. He couldn't give us access because he doesn't own any lockboxes. Absolutely crazy on that. But God bless them. They're out there, they're trying, and everybody's got to start somewhere. I do say that this is the biggest investment that most people make in their life or sell. I like to say, if I've got a brain problem and I need to go for brain surgery, am I going to go and look for a doctor that finished medical school last week? Nope, I'm going to want to go and find the best darn brain surgeon I can find to do my surgery. So I'll leave that there. The home needs work. Once again, on these principles that I'm going to show you, if your home needs work, yes, go ahead and try and get some of that work done. But the principles here is that the buyers that are coming in are going to overlook a lot of that work that needs doing, because once again, you're going to be offering them something that they're not getting elsewhere. So stick around. Bad photos and marketing. Another one as well. Oh my goodness. $1 million listings, not the same one. Other listings are out there that agents are going in and using their cell phone to take photos. Don't let them do that. Professional photos only. That is the only way to go. You use professional photos when taking pictures of your property. We know nowadays that when buyers go out there and they start looking at homes to buy, where are they going? Google. The first place they're going to is, in most cases, Google. I can't remember the percentages. It's like 87% of people, or 82. It's right up there. They go to Google and start searching for homes. As much as agents hate it, Zillow, they go to Zillow as well. But if your agent, and as we do, Claire and myself, we will get your listing on the first page of Google. That's our commitment. We want it on there, because when people start looking for $1 million home in the hill country, or whether it's a $100,000 home or $10 million home, I don't care. People go to the internet, they start Googling. And our commitment is to get your listing, not only of course on the MLS, but on the first page of Google. So when buyers are out there, they see that home, and it goes from there. They're in direct contact with us from Google. So, and I'll show you here a couple of videos on, or photos, slides on how we do that as well. So, all right, I wanted to show you real quick about how we get videos onto the first page of Google. As you know, when sellers and buyers start looking at properties, they'll normally come to Google. So if you had a home, we would literally do tens, maybe even hundreds of videos. So let's say there's a Treviso Welcome Center. People search quite often, Treviso Welcome Center. Here we are, first page of Google. We've got two separate videos on all about Treviso Welcome Center. So these do go to YouTube. Let me go back here again. Now, we know statistically when people start looking at Google and they land on the first page of Google, it's a high percentage of people will never go to the second page. They always look on the first page, don't like what they see, go somewhere else. Now, once those people land on the first page, where do they go? Well, they're naturally, for whatever reason, attracted to the videos. So here's the videos over here. These are both our videos. So if we continue, there's a few others I'll show you. We can get a little more specific. 3-bedroom homes in Cedar Grove. Here it is right here. We'll pull that up. We can really see it's pulled up down here. Now this is a little further down on the page. Normally I like to be in number 1 position, but there is a video. That's our video all about Cedar Grove. We can get a little more specific again. Let's say we say Cedar Grove 5. Let's go Cedar Grove 5-bedroom. Very specific search terms, but if you have enough of them out there, we'll do 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. We'll have every different type of search term for your property possible. As mentioned, they may even go into the hundreds, that if somebody searches anything about your property, or if they're looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in whatever neighborhood, we got a video for it, and there it pops up there. So let's go back again. Convenient, how's that? Convenient. Bath, 3 videos, all online. Now, is somebody going to type in convenient? Unlikely. Is somebody going to type in, let's say, beautiful 3-bedroom home? Nope. But look at the videos come up. We all there. So once we start doing all these videos out there, we will carry enough weight that any possible search term, we're going to come up number 1 on the first page of Google. So that's what we do for you folks on if we do list your property for sale is we do it for all of our clients. We will get their home on the first page of Google, thus maximizing finding a buyer for the property. The next best thing, price on the home. Now I'm going to go through, stick a lot more on the price. As mentioned, if your home is not selling, the first thing agents do is we've got to drop the price, drop the price. You're in competition with everybody else, and you're competing in the same race. That's what it is. You're competing in the same race. Well, what about getting out that race and going to a different race and having your own race? And guess what? You're the only one in the race, so you're going to win the race. And what I mean by this is create a winnable solution for a buyer. There are buyers out there just like we were when we moved to Austin. And I'll go into the details. We moved here. We sold our house in California. We had money in our pocket. We wanted to buy a home. Guess what? Couldn't buy a home. Why? Because we didn't have a stable income. We were realtors. We were now self-employed, and we had to show 2 years tax returns. That's what it is for all buyers out there. Now, they had crazy loans out there. We won't go into that. But in today's market, a business owner needs to show 2 years tax returns in order to qualify for a mortgage. So I will use myself as an example. We moved here from California. We're in lovely Austin. We want to buy a home. We don't qualify. Doesn't matter how much money we had in the bank. We did not qualify, unless we were paying cash, of course. And the home that we bought, as mentioned, was on the market for quite some time. There was something a little wrong with the house. That was one of the categories. Remember, there was a weird floor plan. They owed I'm not sure exactly how much the owners owed on the property, but they weren't strapped. In a lot of cases, we have people that buy a home for $300,000. They owe $280,000 to the mortgage company, and now they need to sell. And the house is only worth $300,000. They probably can't sell because they don't have enough money to go to closing, to pay the realtor fees, to pay the closing cost, etc., etc. So I'm going to show you an example on how we can create that winnable solution. So in our case, we approached the homeowner, made him an offer on the property, and decided, I can't quite remember the actual dollar amount, but we decided to give them some money down. It wasn't a lot of money. We gave some money down with the option to purchase in a few years. I think it was 2 years from that date. Now, laws have changed, and I won't go into that. I'm not an attorney. There is a disclosure on an attorney that you can get later. Now, we created a owner financing situation. Every situation is going to be different. I will go through a couple of examples as well and show you on each situation. Now, if you do by any chance have your house on the market with an agent right now, and you say, hey, I saw this guy about owner financing, I can tell you right now the first response is, you can't do that. You can't do that. You owe a mortgage on the property. You can't do that. Bless their heart, they're just not educated in this field. We have done dozens and dozens and dozens of these deals. Myself as well, taking ownership of the properties as well. Now, I am not going to take ownership of your property. I don't want it. I've been there. I don't want to manage it. I don't want anything like that. But I'm going to show you on what we did in order to take properties. Now, I'm going to reverse that situation, and you are going to be able to owner finance your property, no matter what the condition, location, price of the property. I don't care if it's a $10 million home, we can do this, or the amount that you owe on the mortgage. So here goes the examples. All right, so this is the meat and potatoes of it all. How do we sell homes that are not being sold? Is you creating that win-win situation through owner financing. As mentioned, there are thousands of people out there that cannot qualify for a mortgage. They can pay a mortgage, they've got good financial status, they for whatever reason cannot qualify for a mortgage. Now, I've had them all different cases. You know, they've started a business. The business is doing extremely well. Well, there's a catch-22 for business owners. Guess what? Nowadays, you don't do the stated income loans. Those are all gone. All you have to do is show tax returns. Catch-22. Guess what? A business owner doesn't want to show income, so they're trying to do whatever they do in order to not show the tax man income. Well, that backfires on them because they can't qualify for a property, or maybe they can't qualify as much as they would like to purchase a property. That's one scenario. So they absolutely got their own reasons why they cannot qualify for a mortgage. So we're going after these people that can financially afford a mortgage. They can afford to put minimum 10% down, hopefully 20% down on their asking price. So as mentioned, there's going to be different scenarios here. In our particular case, we had the money in the bank. We were starting to do pretty okay in the real estate game, but we couldn't qualify for a mortgage. So we purchased our property by putting some money down, doing I think it was a 30-year amortization with a 5-year balloon note, which means I have to pay the homeowner everything, go and qualify for a mortgage in 5 years. And we actually ended up qualifying in 2 years. And we got our own mortgage and paid off the homeowner. So I'm going to go through all those on how that takes place. Now, the first example here is a very basic example. I normally see this in the lower home ownership bracket, if I could call it that. Maybe the hundreds have gone, the $200,000 range. Anybody that purchased their property with very little out-of-pocket expense, maybe FHA, VA loans, 0 down, 3.5% down. I see this a lot. They purchase a property for whatever reason, and homeowners out there, I've heard them all those reasons why you can't qualify for more, why you need to sell your property today. This is for homeowners. The program is for homeowners, not greedy homeowners that are trying to get 20% above market value just because they're trying the market out and trying to get that ridiculous price. If that's you, goodbye. Not for you. As mentioned, the program's not for everybody. It is the homeowner that has now got that job in Idaho. I don't know why you want to go to Idaho, but you've got that great job in Idaho and you need to be out of here and you need to sell this house. You bought the house last year. It was a beautiful home, had great intentions, $200,000 home, and this can be $1 million home as mentioned, but there's very little equity in there and you're just backed up against the wall. You owe that mortgage company right up there what the home value is. Maybe you've even got a realtor that's come in and said, listen, I can't sell your home. You owe $200,000 on the mortgage and it's only worth $200,000. Do you have, the 6%, the $10,000, $12,000 you're going to need to come to closing to sell your house? And we don't have that money. This program's for you. This will work for you. So the first example here is, let's go for it. $200,000 home, bottom of the line. You purchase the property, maybe FHA, VA, let's say you're still at the $200,000, maybe you owe $195,000 on the mortgage. We just use a ballpark figure of 8% for closing costs. So $200,000, what's that? $16,000. Now, if you've got a 3% mortgage on that, because the home's a few years old, they were giving out 3% mortgages, your PR payment, principal and interest only, I'm not counting taxes and insurance and all that good stuff. So principal interest payment only, $954.83. If you had to decide, you know what, let Grant Claire go out there, go find me an owner financing person to purchase my property. I need to be out of here. I need this debt relief. I've got to be gone. We could go out there. Our goal is 20% down on a buyer. In this price range, we might be a problem, but no less than 10% down. So a buyer comes in, he puts 10% down, $20,000. Now, right there, that is sufficient to pay all the closing costs. You then pass ownership to the buyer. You are not a landlord. You have passed ownership to the buyer. Now, I'm not going to go into the legal side of what happens here. All I can say, once again, if you have a realtor, or everyone seems to have a realtor as a friend or whatever, and you approach them, oh, I heard this on the internet. Grant said we can own or finance my property. The immediate reaction is, oh, you can't do that. No, you can't. No, that's I've heard it all. Believe me, you can do that. I do have, if you want to get all the disclosures on that from our attorney, you can do that. You just got to fill in your name and all the information here on the side, and we will send you that. Questions and answers more on the legal side. I do not want to give any legal advice. So yes, that can definitely be done. You pass over ownership to that new person. We might amortize the loan. Guess what? You're not going to give him 3%. You're going to say to him, we want 6%. On a 6%, at 3% it was $954.83. 6% PR payment is $11.99. So there's a spread there of just short of $250. So you can actually make a monthly income on that. You may want to just pay it into your mortgage. I don't know, we can discuss that later. So that is one way to own or finance your property to a buyer that comes in for whatever reason. They cannot qualify on a mortgage, but they're financially stable and they got some meat in the game. They're going to put some money down on this property. As mentioned, you're not a landlord. You're not going to be fixing air conditioners and they're not calling you for the light bulb went out. You're not the landlord. They are not a tenant. They are the owner of the property. They have all rights to that property now. So well, let's move on to another example here. All right, let's go on to a higher priced home. Let's move on to a $500,000 home, and you owe $400,000 on the mortgage. So you've got $100,000 equity, but you put your blood, sweat, and tears into this home. You know that it's worth $500,000, and guess what? The builder hasn't cleared out the area yet. Maybe they're still building around the corner, those brand new homes. Buyers are weird. Guess what? They're going to go for the new home over yours. Even though your value is there, the new home still looks attractive to them. So you've got $100,000 in the game. Maybe you don't even have that $100,000. If you don't have the $100,000, go back to example one. You're in the same situation, change the numbers. Exactly the same situation. As mentioned, it'll work for a it'll work for a $10 million home. Same principle. But let's say you have $100,000 equity in your property, but you want that $500,000 out. Now we go out there, we look for the buyer. As mentioned, most of these homes, we get the home on the first page of Google to find buyers for your property. It's imperative out there. That's where everybody's looking. Unfortunately, a lot of these buyers out there, some of them will go to a realtor, and the realtor says, guess what, you don't qualify, sorry, goodbye, come back in 2 years when you've got your tax returns or whenever you've got your problem resolved. So not all of them are working with an agent, or very few of them are actually working with an agent. We have to go out there and find them through getting your home on the first page of Google. So back to our example here, $500,000 home. You owe $400,000 on the mortgage. Ultimately, we would like the 20% down. Are we going to get it? Probably not. $100,000. If that was the case, plain and simple, guess what? You got your $100,000 down. Congratulations. $100,000 pays you out your equity. You leave the existing loan in place. Guess what? The bank don't care where the money comes from. They're going to deposit the check. As mentioned, that's as far as I go in that. We'll go to the legal disclaimers from the attorney. Your mortgage payment is paid directly to your bank. Your loan is just left in place for a period of time, and after that time period we'll amortize it out for 30 years. Maybe you've got a 3-4% mortgage on your property. Being as wise as you are, you're making money. Why use the bank's money? You've got a 3% mortgage, 4% mortgage. You can own or finance your property at 6%, 7%, 8% even to the right buyer and make money each month. Pay it off down on your principal. So when that balloon payment comes due, let's say you've said to them, you've amortized it for 30 years and you say a balloon payment is saying to them, in 5 years from now, however, you need to pay me off. You need to pay me off that I can pay my bank off. So in 5 years from now, you're going to get your full payment. But in the interim time, you've owner financed to them at 6 or 7 or 8%. So you've made money. It's an investment for you. So look at it as not as a hardship, but as an investment that you're doing. All right, so we can go to another example now. Let's even push it up even further. $1 million home. $1 million home. Yet again, we want to get that 20% down. Are we going to get it? Probably not. Be great if we do. But on $1 million home, $200,000 down. Let's say we get $100,000 down. But let's also say that maybe the homeowner only owes $500,000 on the mortgage. All right, so now we've got a ton of equity in here. Buyer comes in. Maybe we find a buyer that he can get a loan for 500, 600, 700,000. He wants to buy your home, as I mentioned, goes back to that business owner that is financially very stable. He's got the income, but because of tax reasons, he's not, doesn't look great on paper, let's put it that way. And he may not qualify for that $1 million home, but financially he can afford it. So he comes in, he can only qualify for a $600,000 loan. Guess what? Let him buy the property, $1 million property. He gets his $600,000 loan. It pays off your $500,000 mortgage. And okay, I'm just talking round figures, not closing costs. We've got $400,000 on the table. Do a seller second for $400,000. That's if you, the seller, decide, you know what, guess what? I've got another $1 or $2 million sitting in my bank account. I don't need this money right now. I'd rather invest this money secured by real estate, earning me 6, 7, 8% interest rate. It's a no-brainer. So, folks, there's many different examples on this. They go, I've heard of them all. Maybe you get somebody that comes in that only has 10% down. You know, would I do it with 10% down? Depending on your comfort level. We will sit down and have a one-on-one conversation, see exactly where you're at. What do you owe on the mortgage? You know, do you have equity in the property? You know, do you need to sell the property right now? You know, where's your motivation? If you need to sell the property and have equity, how much of that equity do you need out right now? Where are you going with that? So every situation is going to be different. All I can tell you is reach out to myself and Claire, fill in the form, you can get the attorney disclosures, contact us, let's talk about how we can resolve your real estate problem. As mentioned, we've done this dozens and dozens of times before. If you want to ask your realtor, go ahead and ask them. I can tell you right now, the most common reaction is, hell no, you can't do that. I've heard crazy things what realtors say about this. Yes, you can do it. Do you want your friendly agent to do it? I'm warning you right now, it is a very, very complex, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Negotiating the deal is one thing, getting the paperwork done is completely another thing. It is done, we've got all our attorneys in place, as mentioned, we've been doing it for many years, we know what we're doing, folks. Give us a call at 512-554-9446. That's 512-554-9446. That's my direct cell number. Let's just have a quick 5-minute conversation and see if you qualify, if your house qualifies for it. If those two qualify, in most cases, we will get your home sold.